Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Legendary Leaders or Legend Leaders. I'm always happy to have you with me. You know, I did the episode last week. I threw out our new focus here at Legend Leaders. Too much is just right. I love saying that. You know, it hits home. I'm hoping and I believe that for a lot of you out there, it is absolutely hitting home. I'm hearing that it's hitting home. So I love to hear that. Now, I do get questions, and I want to spend this episode answering this primary question of, okay, Katrina, I am one of those women who have been told that I'm too much. And I absolutely want to start my own business, but I'm not in a place where I can do that right now. I need to do this in my career, or I need to save this much money, or I need to do something, right? Or there's someone, my parent is sick and I need to spend the next year caring for my parent. And so there's no way that I can go and start a business through this. I just need to maintain my job. But I need to do it in a way that I feel supported and can be successful. And while I can't change the rules, I want a way that I can feel like I can thrive, I can succeed, I can feel like myself. How can you help me with that? What does that look like? And so what I would tell you, the answer to that is a couple of different pieces. But overarchingly, the answer is we need your entire team, your peer group, okay? So if you're an executive, your executive peer group, the C-suite, the CEO, all of those individuals to think and act like entrepreneurs. Now, there's a reason for that. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, we need them to do that because when you're an entrepreneur, just like I talked about in the last lesson, you're not worried about the rules. You create your own rules. And so all of the PC stuff that has to happen, all of the, oh, well, that's not mine, it's another department. Well, I don't need to worry about the customer in that regard. I only handle this piece of the business. All that stuff goes away. All of the things that you're probably told you're too much, right? You're too focused on the customer. You're too fast at solving the problems. You wanted things done yesterday, or you're too supportive. Whatever it is that you're too much of, it's just right in the entrepreneurial space. And so if you can bring in that entrepreneurial mindset into that corporate world, you will fit in better. Okay? And ultimately, the reason why we want to do that is not only just for you, because, first and foremost, I want to take care of you. Okay? But secondarily, what we want to be able to do is move the business forward. Now, what do entrepreneurs do? Entrepreneurs innovate. They constantly innovate and they iterate. So they come up with a new idea, they put it out there, and they adjust. And then they put it out there again, and they adjust. And then they put it out there again, and they adjust. And what entrepreneurs are constantly doing is they're constantly iterating. And the reason why they're iterating is twofold. Number one, they iterate because they haven't perfectly landed where they want their product or their service to be in their target audience. They're getting some feedback about it, and it's doing reasonably well, but they want it to do better as a business, okay? In the same vein, hand in hand, the other equal reason, if not even more important reason that they're constantly iterating is because they're talking to their customer. And they are so in love with their customer that they don't care about the product itself. Like, they like the product. They're happy making that product or providing that service. We have to be happy with what we're doing. Okay, it's pointless if we're going to start a business and not be happy doing it. But they're happy with it, but they're not in love with it. They're not so enamored with the idea of this product that they created that they're the only one that wants the product. No. What they do is they fall in love with this customer that they want to serve, that matters so much to them, that they can really connect with and that they want to improve the lives of, okay? They want to help that target audience. And so what they do is they keep talking to that audience. Well, how do you like this? Oh, you want this adjusted? Okay, let me tweak it. Well, how do you like this now? Oh, well, you want this moved over here? Okay, let me adjust this. And they're constantly changing based on the feedback and the needs of their customer. They know that as long as they focus on the customer, they're going to be in business. Now, that business is going to change over time. They may be jumping from market to market, making different products and providing different services. But as long as they do that for that same target audience, they're going to have a loyal audience that's going to continue to follow them. And they're going to have, this business is going to continue. Not because of the product, but because of the service that they provide of focusing in and falling in love with their customer. And every corporation needs to have that mindset. Every corporation needs to have leaders in the business that understand that they need to be innovating and iterating. And the way that you do that is that you create ownership. Ownership has to exist in that executive level. I would say director and above. You have to have personal ownership of your part of the business. And so usually when you're told you're too much, it's because you have personal ownership in a way that conflicts with some of the rules that help someone be successful. So I'll go back to this for just 2 seconds. An example is you expect everyone to perform at this level or higher. But the people who were successful didn't have that expectation. They made friends because they didn't have that expectation. And now, because they have all these friends that have helped them get to where they want to be, sort of like maybe like a politician, right? You think about it in the corporate world, it can be that way. Then they can't upset all the people that helped them get there, even if those people are now underperforming and you're expecting them to be addressed. So understand that if we're all in that mindset of entrepreneurial focus and you help the team get there, then you're going to fit in a little bit better. But ultimately, you're going to help your corporation grow because that's what you want to do. Your corporation is going to grow because you're focused on the right thing. Not the product, not who owns which task, but the customer and what they need and how you can better serve them. And so that's what you can do. And ultimately, that's what I also help with, as an aside with Legend. We come in and I train executives how to think and act like entrepreneurs. And I go through an entire program and we do some lessons together and then I coach one-on-one. But that's a solution that we also offer because I know how valuable it is for you to be able to be in that environment, number one. Number two, all the corporations need to have that mindset to stay in business and be successful. But then ultimately, number three, it empowers you to use all of your tools and gifts. And you have to remember that I'm here for you. I'm here to help support you and serve you. And so if I can come in and help your environment be better and more supportive of your gifts, then I'm all in, right? So the lesson for today is if you must stay in your corporate environment for whatever reason, okay? And we're not here to talk about the reasons because there's no judgment here. It's just support. If you need to stay in your corporate environment, the best way to then stay and not be too much is to have your peers and the leadership think and act like an entrepreneur. It will allow you to better fit in and focus on the right pieces, and it will allow the business to grow and move forward and not be at risk of going out of business, quite frankly. So that is your focus for today. How do you shift that mindset? How do you shift the team to be an entrepreneur? And what you would call, at this point, the term is called intrapreneur. If you've got questions about that, or if I can help you with those pieces, shoot me a note and let me know. But that's what I want you to think about today. If you're done and you're ready to get out, too much is just right. Let's go ahead and get you started in your own business. You've got this. If you need to stay in that corporate world for a little bit longer, or you're invested in that organization and you want to try to move it forward, then the best thing to do is to have those individuals think and act like entrepreneurs. And it will help you and it will help the business. Go and be legendary.